Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jim, and I just got back from an advance screening for the movie Sting. This was a weird situation where AMC sent out invitations to, I assume, the AMC Stubs members, which I am one of, with this very cryptic invitation to see this movie. But they didn't tell you what movie. They just said that the invitation was for a movie to see an upcoming horror movie that's going to release later this year. It happened to be the movie Sting. Opens April 12th, so I got a little bit of a sneak peek, and whew, it was crazy. I'm not going to add any footage to this. I don't even know technically if I'm allowed to do a review or not. Nobody said that I couldn't, and there was nothing in the email. I read it several times to make sure that I'm not violating anything, because I don't want to ruin my chances of doing it again. So if you're not familiar with the movie Sting, this will come out April 12th. It's an hour and 31 minutes, rated R. It's about after raising an unnervingly talented spider in secret, 12-year-old Charlotte must face the facts about her pet and fight for her family's survival when the once charming creature rapidly transforms into a giant flesh-eating monster. And boy, does it. And this is like a really great creature feature. There was like sci-fi involved in a small way in this. The creature was very creepy, and this movie does a lot of scary mood tension setting, just with usage of lighting and shadow casting and tricking your head. Spiders are a phobia. That's a real deal. So they really capitalize on that, and you're gonna not, if you are afraid of spiders, this movie is gonna make you poop yourself. I'm not necessarily afraid of spiders. Obviously, they're not my favorite thing, but this has me rethinking every time I walk by one of my apartment's air vents. Let me just put it to you that way. Lots of great acting. This girl, Charlotte. Let's go into who's involved in this film before I get too far. Director and writer Kaya Roche Turner. Fantastic job. And our main cast, we have an exterminator named Frank. He's played by Jermaine Fowler. The little girl, the 12-year-old girl, Charlotte, is played by Alyla Browne. Man, fantastic. Really good range for an actress so young. Her mother, played by Penelope Mitchell. Ethan, the dad, Ryan Corr. We have Grandma Helga, Noni Hazelhurst. And yeah, there's a few other characters, collateral damage, so to speak. So the whole thing, there's like the plot of the monster, the creature, the spider, Sting. The spider's name is Sting. That's where the title comes from. Charlotte finds this little spider, keeps it, and while we are slowly building the dynamic of the family relationship and the stresses, there's a newborn baby. They're in this apartment complex, this huge snowstorm. They're buried in snow. The dad, Ethan, is like this part-time artist, and he's working on a comic book with his daughter, Charlotte, which was fantastic to see as a comic book lover. The mom, Heather, is stressed out being a new mom, and she's also working. And her mom is Helga, that I mentioned just a little bit ago, and she still lives in one of the apartments, also in that building. So it kind of takes place with Helga. Helga's the opening sequence, and this is in the trailer. And she's got some elderly issues, and calls the exterminator, Frank. And I would say, if there's any comedy in this movie, and it's just a little bit. It's from those two characters, so I would call them the comic relief if we had to label the stereotype for them. Um, the comedy's not overdone and it's not campy. Um, it seemed, somewhat real world. But boy, the tension and the development between Charlotte's relationship with her new pet and kind of the attachment she gets from that because of, the older kid. She's kind of in between the she's kind of stuck in a weird spot where attention's focused on baby, both parents stressed out with work and things, and Charlotte kind of blends in and out of things. We find more out about the family dynamic later in this when things really start to escalate. There's another neighbor in the apartment who's maybe a scientist. I'm not sure. He's got kind of like a quirky lab set up. Um, so he becomes involved with the spider at one point, and the escalation of the growth of the spider is pretty phenomenal. And there's a reason behind that, and I'm not going to spoil it. The whole spider origin is pretty intense, and I really think this is going to be one of the best creature features of the year. I don't know if it'll be the best horror movie, but it's very, very, very good. It's totally worth watching. Um, Everything about it, it's a dark film, lighting wise, just because of the older home, the older apartment building. Just the lighting is so it's a dark tone, which works for this. It helps with the shadows, and they definitely play on that. There's definitely some well placed music and sounds that definitely elicit some jump scares. They didn't shy away from blood and gore and kills, which was good. This definitely is worth the R rating. It was very good. Boy, it would have really taken this movie down a notch if they had tried to make it PG-13 and appeal to a broader audience, which is kind of a Hollywood trend right now with horror movies. Is like, let's make a PG-13 and we'll just tone some things down. But this one, so thankfully, didn't. Um, it does some things that are just very shocking too. There were definite times where I was very surprised at the direction they went uh, with some of the things. And then at the end, it's just like, that climactic ending. Or is it? So it's, you got to stick through to the end and find out, how Charlotte and family, if all of them make it out or not. But I think the story was very well crafted. It's not a arachnophobia movie in reference to the movie Arachnophobia. It's definitely, if you have arachnophobia, this is going to fuck you up. If you like these kind of creepy crawly movies, it's definitely up everybody's alley. Really look forward to seeing more reviews on this. And, I think I'm giving it a pretty fair review, even though I'm pretty hyped up from having just seen it. I don't think I've ever driven home as fast to film a review while things were still fresh in my head. There's so much that I left out too. This is like, when I say this is spoiler free, it really is spoiler free. I think everybody will agree though that Charlotte is the massive star in this movie. Alyla Browne, Alyla Browne, man, so fantastic, so fantastic. And Sting, definitely worth taking a look at. And I'm so glad and thankful that AMC sent me this invite. Again, I don't think it was like necessarily because I'm doing anything special. I think it was like AMC Stubs members. So make sure you're on mailing lists. I say it all the time. If you are a member of any of these free membership point clubs, I get not wanting to have your emails flooded with spammy kind of emails, but if I didn't do that kind of stuff, there's a ton of things I wouldn't be able to take advantage of, and this was one of them. So grateful that I did. Kind of a nice thing to do on a Monday night of all times. So, yeah, this comes out April 12th. I know there's another spider-ish type movie, I think, called Longlegs coming out as well. That's the funny thing, like not knowing what movie I was about to watch. And all of the trailers, there was five or six trailers, all horror movie trailers, which was fantastic. I don't think I remember a time when I've gone to the movies and it's been all horror. So there is a lot of good horror coming out still the rest of this year. Like I know we're only 3 months in, but boy, there's some good movies coming out. I saw some great trailers today on the big screen. It was really nice. And yeah, I think you guys are going to like Sting. So put that on your calendars, mark it for that April 12th week. And thanks for tuning in to the review and have a great day.
Row 18, plot 20.